Thanks to a new data leak, about 2.7 billion records are now floating around online. We'll track down where this information came from, who's responsible, and what you can do to protect yourself as we sit down and sync up with Rocket IT's weekly technology update. Hello everyone, I'm Chris Swinson, Technology Insider here at Rocket IT, and welcome to Sync Up, your new home for trending technology news. Now, let's jump right into it. If you're like me, when you hear that a leak exposed nearly 3 billion records, you probably want to know where that information came from. In this case, the leak is connected to a company called National Public Data, better known as NPD. They're in the business of collecting and selling personal information for background checks, criminal records, and other services. Basically, they scrape tons of public data to build profiles on millions of people, and now that data has been exposed. So here's how it went down. Back in April of 2024, a hacker group called US DoD claimed they had a database with nearly 3 billion people's records inside. They tried to sell that information for $3.5 million, but were unsuccessful. Now fast forward to August, and another hacker named SXUL leaked about 2.7 billion records for free. Now, while most news outlets are reporting that billions of US citizens are impacted by this leak, let's take a moment to clarify that. A database like this is likely to contain multiple entries for each person, tied to the different addresses that they've lived at over the years. In turn, a lot of this data might actually be duplicated or outdated. Nevertheless, it's a serious situation regardless of the number of actual records exposed. As for the information that actually leaked, the exposed records include full names, social security numbers, addresses, both current and past, and even possible aliases. Some entries even have details about family members, including those who are no longer alive, while earlier leaks include phone numbers and emails. Those details are missing in this most recent dump. But here's the big question. How could cybercriminals use this data? With social security numbers and personal details, crooks can open credit accounts in your name, apply for loans, and even file fraudulent tax returns. Additionally, even without emails, attackers can craft targeted phishing messages or impersonate people you know, crafting phishing scams to be more believable. As you might expect, people aren't happy. Several class action lawsuits have already been filed against NPD, accusing them of negligence. One of the plaintiffs is pushing for the court to force NPD to delete all their personal data they've collected, encrypt everything moving forward, and tighten up their cybersecurity practices. And what's NPD doing about it? Not much, to be honest. They finally put out a security incident notice on their website, but it's pretty vague. They've also supposedly cooperated with law enforcement, and they're advising people to monitor their credit reports. But they're not offering compensation, they haven't clarified how many people are actually affected, and they haven't set up any direct contact for more information. So now that we can assume that the remediation process is inevitably left up to the victims, how do you know if your info is out there? If you live in the US, chances are that at least some of your data is included in this breach. Even if the information is outdated or not fully accurate, you should still be cautious. Here's what you can do. First, keep an eye on your credit reports for any suspicious activity. Next, be on the lookout for phishing emails or sketchy text messages. And finally, if you're really concerned, consider freezing your credit. As data breaches like this become more common, the consequences are getting more severe. If you run a business, or even if you just are concerned about your own data, it's crucial to have a strong cybersecurity plan in place. That's where an experienced IT provider like Rocket IT comes in. We help you proactively plan to avoid massive data breaches and alert you of ones that occur outside of your control. For cybersecurity related help, simply contact us using the link in this video's description. And to stay up to date on trending technology news, hit that subscribe button and the bell to catch us on next week's episode of Sync Up with Rocket IT.